Fairgrounds. I'm Damon Singleton, and the gates are opening soon for the biggest Saturday of the season. Coming up, Ian McNulty visits Cafe Dauphine, a local institution that lives on through the festival. Doug MacCash takes us inside a true Jazz Fest ritual, the annual watermelon sacrifice, and sits down with legendary local artist Terrance Osborne. Plus, Keith Sparrow breaks down today's must-see acts on the Cubes. Follow the action all day at NOLA News on Instagram. But first, thanks to our sponsors, keep the good times rolling and plan your next Louisiana adventure at ExploreLouisiana.com. And thanks to New Orleans & Company for working year-round to make New Orleans a better place to live, work, and visit. Learn more at NewOrleansandCompany.com. It's Saturday at the track. Let's get started.
Ian McNulty here with NOLA.com. Who are the food vendors at Jazz Fest? Who are the people that create these wonderful dishes that we come back for every year? Well, some of them are restaurants, some of them are caterers, some of them are nonprofits, some of them are just families that come together to do this every year. And then there's the curious case of Cafe Dauphine. Cafe Dauphine was a restaurant in the Holy Cross neighborhood that was making just a great version of modern Creole. It was a modern Creole neighborhood joint, kind of restaurant New Orleans loves. Unfortunately, they didn't come back after the pandemic, but the Cafe Dauphine name and many of the dishes live on at Jazz Fest. They made their Jazz Fest debut last year. I was so excited. And this year they have a new dish. So of course I had to beeline it to their booth to check these things out. We got the trifecta from Cafe Dauphine. We did just say, give me one of everything. You know, you look at a menu and say, I'll take it. Yeah, that's what I did. So let's start with this. This is the fried stuffed bell pepper. If you're familiar with New Orleans food, I mean, this is just a staple, is the stuffed bell pepper, usually stuffed with a seafood dressing. Well, Cafe Dauphine did that and did it one better by frying it. So what you have in here is this creamy burst of crab and shrimp dressing inside the fried pepper. And that is New Orleans Creole comfort food done a little more modern. Next up, these shrimp egg rolls. So this is like something you'd get at a New Orleans Chinese restaurant, like your New Orleans corner Chinese restaurant. Little takeout joint, big fat egg roll like that, filled with shrimp and cabbage, served at service with a sweet and sour sauce. It's got a sweet, peppery kick. The fresh crunch of all those vegetables and the pop of the shrimp in there. Now, a new one on me, a new one at the fest, is the classic fried green tomatoes with a little shrimp remoulade on it. This is probably normally a knife and fork dish, but we're at Jazz Fest. We're going to make it street food. So I'm going to combine some of that shrimp on the fried green tomato and just get a perfect bite. That's very good. Frying is an art in New Orleans, and these people are artists. And I appreciate that the shrimp is underdressed, the way you want to be at Jazz Fest. Not dressed too heavily. Just a fresh shrimp, a little remoulade sauce on it. I'm very glad that Cafe Dauphine continues to be part of the New Orleans food scene and keeps bringing really nice new modern Creole dishes to Jazz Fest.
Hi, I'm Billy Nungesser, Lieutenant Governor of the great state of Louisiana, and we're about to kick off a great day at the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. This festival puts Louisiana food, music, and culture center stage. There's nothing like it anywhere. I hope you have a great time and get inspired to come back and experience all Louisiana has to offer. Visit ExploreLouisiana.com and plan a trip of a lifetime where you can feed your soul.
Well, the last Saturday of the last weekend of Jazz Fest, and some partly to mostly cloudy skies, much better weather than we've seen for the last couple of days. A little bit of rainfall still around in some parts of the area, but not much. Temperatures are in the upper 50s to the low 60s. So if you're waiting for the gates to open, it's going to be a little bit on the chilly side, and it'll be breezy as well. This afternoon, best news of all, lots of sunshine all over the fairgrounds. The temperatures pretty much into the upper 60s to the low 70s. The winds are out of the north at 15 miles per hour. They'll be gusting up to 30 miles per hour, so hold on to your hats. If you're using an umbrella to block the sun, you got to hold on tight to that umbrella as well. Now that the clouds are gone and the rain is gone, keep in mind the UV index back up to the very high level. So you got to protect your skin from the dangerous rays of the sun. Put on the hat, put on the shades, and definitely put on the sunscreen. Hey, this forecast brought to you by Entergy, powering our culture-rich home for more than 100 years.
So you like things curated with a little extra care? Good. This city doesn't do ordinary. It does unforgettable. A little indulgence? Of course, you've earned it. Culture? We wrote the book. Where dinner is more than a meal, it's an experience. And music? Oh, it finds you. This is New Orleans, curated for you. Get started at NewOrleans.com.
Damon Singleton here, back with Keith Sparrow, my man, the music man, once again. And Keith, first of all, I want to tell you that I'm really happy that you survived your ordeal with the dentist.
Yes, a root canal mid-Jazz Fest is not usually how I mapped it out, but it's all
worked
good.
out.
Just like the festival's got to roll with some weather things, I had to roll with some dental things.
Absolutely.
It's all good. It's all good.
Man, we've had some great music so far, and more is in store for us today. What do you have?
Well, yeah, and finally we got a day that's not where weather's not a factor, so the schedule should be as it is on the books. The big act today, of course, is the Eagles back at Jazz Fest after more than a decade. I wrote a full-throated defense of the Eagles in the paper on Friday because, there's a certain number of Eagles detractors out there, Jeff Bridges' character in The Big Lebowski being one of them. But I don't get it. I mean, the reason...
So is there a big Eagles or Eagle hating group out there?
There's amongst the people that think, liking the Eagles isn't cool because they're so popular. They're almost too popular for their own good. But I think they're popular because they write great songs.
Yeah.
They write perfect songs. I mean, I wish my writing was as efficient as Don Henley and Glenn Frey's was in the 1970s. Like, those guys can put a whole story in a song. So again, it's been over a decade since they've been at Jazz Fest. I can't imagine they're going to be out on the road that much longer. Mm-hmm. So this could be our last time to see them here in New Orleans. But, with Vince Gill helping out in the band now, they've been sounding great last couple times I've seen them. So looking forward to seeing that at the fairgrounds.
And do you know what stage they're going to be on?
Oh, they're on the big one. They're on the big one. Yeah, the big closer on Saturday, the festival stage. That'll be the biggest crowd, probably second to Stevie Nicks of the whole festival. So I imagine it'll be, a big crowd out there to sing along with all the hits.
All right. So that's a great choice. What else you got?
A couple of competing things. The other end of the fairgrounds, you've got the Alabama Shakes playing on the Gentilly stage. Brittany Howard, great powerhouse singer. She went off and did some solo things. Now she's back reunited with the band. Mm-hmm. So it's been a while since they've been at Jazz Fest. They're back in this year. And, what they do is this kind of like modern soul, R&B, rock and roll medley kind of thing. But again, her voice is so powerful. So she'll definitely be doing it out there at Gentilly.
They kind of, they haven't had anything really new recently, or have they?
No, I mean, she'd been off doing solo things for a while. And so she's back with the band. Which could be an indication maybe her solo career didn't take off quite like she'd hoped.
Yeah.
That's usually when singers go back to bands. But yeah, looking forward to seeing them doing the stuff from back in the day, and maybe a couple new things. Who knows? But also a couple good choices. There's a band called Little Feat that's playing at the same time in that last slot. They're going to be in the Blues Tent. This is a band that's been around since the early 1970s. Mm-hmm. They are very much fans of New Orleans music. The band's late founder, Lil George, played on a Meters record back in the day. So New Orleans has always been a big part of it. Bill Payne, the keyboard player, very much influenced by New Orleans, as well as the current singer of the band, a guy named Scott Sherrard, is a guy who grew up in Milwaukee in the 90s and became a huge Meters fan then. He had a band in Milwaukee that would play the bars, and they would play Meters songs. Everybody thought they were original songs because no one had ever heard the Meters songs at the time in 1990s Milwaukee. So they'll be doing their thing at the Blues Tent to close out the day.
All right. Man, oh man, we've got some great choices there. Keith Sparrow.
Oh, we had to mention one more. Big Frida.
Oh.
Don't forget Big Frida. Come on, man. You don't want that. Always fun at Jazz Fest. She's been doing gospel things as well as the kind of classic bounce that's always been a part of the show. So it's always good to see what medley Frida comes up with out there at the Congo Square stage.
Awesome. Keith Sparrow. Great choices there. Lots to choose from once again. Thanks for the info.
Yes, sir. See you out there in the dirt.
All right.
In my Louisiana, jazz has a way of making me sway. Cajun goes way into the night.
Zydeco is the only way to move me. It's right.
In my Louisiana, blues is a way of life.
When you find your Louisiana, you feed your soul.
If you're ready to discover the heart of the Louisiana Outback, head west to Lake Charles. Start your morning at Puget Street Cafe, a downtown staple where the neighborly hospitality and colorful menu offer the perfect spirited fuel for a day of exploring. Then, hit Creole Nature Trail Adventure Point for a hands-on look at our coastal heritage. You can play along with a Cajun band, dive into the interactive exhibits, and find everything you need to navigate the winding paths through Louisiana's wildlife. Catch the breeze at North Beach, Louisiana's only inland white sand beach. It's a great spot to stretch your legs and enjoy some quiet time by the water. Now for the main event, lunch at Daryl's. You cannot leave without the Surf and Turf Po' Boy. It's a local institution for a reason, loaded with flavor and served with that signature Southwest Louisiana charm. Spend your afternoon downtown, starting at the historic City Hall Arts and Cultural Center. The galleries here are a colorful tribute to our state's creative spirit, with plenty of room to wander and find inspiration. Then, step into Buck's Cajun Corner. It's packed with personality and unique Louisiana treasures, the kind of genuine, spirited shop where you'll find only one-of-a-kind local finds you won't see anywhere else. Just down the street, explore All Put Together. This curated boutique showcases the best of Lake Charles's local style and charm, with something special for every taste. And for a final out-of-this-world stop, grab a coffee at Stellar Beans. This cafe's Star Wars theme is a spirited blend of fandom and flavor that is a must-see for any visitor. Keep the good times rolling and plan your Lake Charles adventure at explorelouisiana.com.
This is Doug MacCash with NOLA.com and the Times-Picayune, and you are witnessing one of the great unofficial events of every Jazz Fest, the fabulous Watermelon Sacrifice, which I would explain to you if I understood it.
Watermelon, watermelon, red to the ride. If you don't believe me, put out the lights. You sell it to the rich, I sell it to the poor, I sell it to the waiters hanging in that door. In that door, in that door. I said watermelon, watermelon, red to the ride. If you don't believe, put out the blinds and sell it to the rich. I said watermelon, watermelon, red to the right. If you don't believe, put out the
We need an explanation of what we were just watching.
Well, I did a watermelon sacrifice in my backyard, you know? And that's the first watermelon sacrifice. And over the years, I went from just doing it in my backyard to doing it at the Maple Leaf and Tipitina's and foot races on Sunday. And then we started bringing it to the Jazz Fest because I knew a lot of people that liked to do it. And so we started doing it at the Jazz Fest every day. And for a long time, we just do it once a Jazz Fest session now. But we used to do one right here every day.
No kidding, I didn't know that.
Every day.
How many years at Jazz Fest?
I'd say from around 1982, something like that.
All right. I liked how you jumped right in and explained that you did a watermelon sacrifice in your backyard, as if everybody does that. It's perfectly understandable.
Well, the right things have to be there, you know. And you got to have an imagination to say, okay, I see a sword, I see a watermelon, and I see a big brick with a bunch of people. And I put that all together, and all of a sudden, watermelon sacrifice was born.
It makes perfect sense when you explain it that way.
That's right.
In my Louisiana, sunrise means fresh seafood on the table.
My Louisiana, every meal is a celebration.
My Louisiana really makes me wonder.
Ours is fast!
With real-life swamp creatures!
In my Louisiana, music is a way of life.
My Louisiana is sheer magic, from sunup to sundown.
Till sunup again. What will your Louisiana be?
When you find your Louisiana, you feed your soul.
I'm Doug MacCash with NOLA.com and the Times-Picayune. I'm at Jazz Fest in a drizzle with marvelous artist Terrance Osborne, who's actually painting while we're talking, painting this wonderful still life. Terrance has done several Jazz Fest posters. Can you remember some of the artists who you've painted?
Yeah, Trombone Shorty, John Batiste, Fats Domino, a few others.
Your work seems to have a special resonance with the fest. Do you have any? Do you believe your work, your style, has any special resonance with music? Like the abstract expressionists loved freeform jazz. Do you have that experience?
Yeah, I think that my process is that I come up with a concept, and it's about 60% done in my mind, and so I have to add or take away. And I'm free flowing the idea all throughout that whole process. So it's kind of like just the same way how jazz it plays on one stream or one chord, I guess you would call it, and then it plays up and down on that. So sometimes I take stuff away, sometimes I add stuff until it lands right.
So you have a preliminary idea. What do you like to listen to? What is evocative for you?
I listen to such a range of stuff. I mean, I'll listen to Mystical. I'll listen to John Batiste, Trombone Shorty, Rebirth, Alanis Morissette. You know, it's such a range. It's crazy.
You told me a wonderful thing about this great portrait of Louis Armstrong.
Yeah.
And that is that there is a very subtle Mardi Gras connection going on. Show us that.
Yeah, so there's, at the top here, there's a lot of gold, this green on the crown, and then purple on his shirt and vest there. So Mardi Gras colors there. Yeah.
I knew I liked it. I never knew I wouldn't have made the connection. It's wonderful.
It's
good
subtle.
for you.
Yeah.
Very nice seeing you.
Yeah.
Get out of the rain.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. I think I need to stop that painting now.
Have a good Jazz Fest, bud.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. All right.
Getting started with a Louisiana medical cannabis recommendation is simpler than ever. Just scan the QR code or go to the link on your screen. In 5 minutes or less, you can connect with a licensed provider, get your recommendation, and start legally shopping today. NOLA Cannabis Company has 4 locations across New Orleans, with new ones coming soon to the West Bank and Bourbon Street. They even offer delivery to make it simple. Just scan the QR code or go to the link on your screen.
So you like things curated with a little extra care? Good. This city doesn't do ordinary. It does unforgettable. A little indulgence? Of course, you've earned it. Culture? We wrote the book. Where dinner is more than a meal, it's an experience. And music? Oh, it finds you. This is New Orleans, curated for you. Get started at NOLA.com.
Well, that wraps our Saturday morning preview. From the watermelon sacrifice to Terrance Osborne's iconic art, today is all about the rituals that make this festival special. For live updates and highlights from the stages, follow us at NOLA News on Instagram. A final thanks to our sponsors. Keep the good times rolling and plan your next Louisiana adventure at explorelouisiana.com. And New Orleans & Company for working year-round to make New Orleans a better place to live, work, and visit. Learn more at neworleansandcompany.com. I'm Damon Singleton. Now we'll leave you with the sights and sounds of Louisiana.